Welcome today to Bono Academy in Milano, Italy. And today we're here as part of our Hardened Target program, which is offered here along with a lot of other programs at the Academy. And one of the things that we were doing today, we're doing weapon defense, we're doing gun defense, knife defense, because here at this Academy, besides everything else that they teach, being one of the first places that offer JKD and a full program with boxing, everything from little dragon classes to boxing to MMA to JKD still, and also including our Hardened Target system. And today we're just going to be going through just one basic technique, just talking a little bit about weapon retention, because we just got done with our session working on some different techniques with gun, disarms, and attacking. So assisting me today is one of our instructors and from Bono Academy, and one of our Hardened Target instructors also, Luca Trovato. And so we're going to do first, just explaining that with weapon retention, because this just came up, we did some training yesterday with some of the carabinieri here, and they mentioned that there have also been some recent problems with physical altercations, usual hands-on, and someone was making an attempt at one of their guns. Okay, so that's one thing that people don't think of. It's great, you're a cop, you get to carry a gun. That also means that every confrontation you get into, there's at least one gun there. And if you can't protect the weapon, not only can the weapon not protect you, but someone else can get it and use it against you and everyone else that's in the vicinity. So weapon retention becomes very important. The first step in weapon retention is paying attention. Don't let anybody close enough to get to your gun in the first place. But because you're working in crowds and the very nature of police work means hands-on very often, in order to be hands-on, they're also within hands-on reach of your weapon. So even though it's something you don't want to do, ideally, the best way to prevent someone from trying to go for your gun is you don't let anybody close enough in the first place. And we're saying, sir, stop, stay back. But seeing as if everyone listened, then a lot of police work you wouldn't need. So if someone is coming in, okay, the first thing, again, there is no, this is the best, this is the only way. How are you standing? Where are your hands? What position do you have balance to use? So if I was in this position starting and I had somebody coming in at this distance, the easiest thing, one would be make sure that weapon stays secure. And the easiest, safest way is usually any type of holster that has a safety device, let the holster do its work. So one would be, if I think there's a chance he's actually going to get to this, first step is going to be, this is secured with a snap at the top. As long as I keep this snap secured, the gun is not going to come out. So while I'm reaching to make sure I'm securing this, I would be trying to stop this person before they can get it any closer. So ideally, if I can be stopping him back here, I wouldn't be going in. So a palm, and again, depending on how serious do I feel this threat is. And it's not just a matter of, well, he's trying to get your gun, so he's trying to kill you. That's not always the case. What we say, the book answer is, if someone's trying to get your gun, well, that's a deadly threat. But in reality, this person might be smaller, they might be bigger, they might be a lot weaker than you, they might be inebriated, drunk, in a condition where he may be trying to get my gun, but I'm confident that he's not going to get my gun. So it's not just, well, he's going to get my gun, so if I have to shoot him, I will. There's no straight answer. So depending on how serious do I feel this threat is, I could be going for pretty much anything. If I think there's a chance he's going to get the gun, then deadly force is justified, which could include his eyes, taking his nose off his face, ripping off ears, or anything else. Now, depending on, again, my balance, first, the easiest thing would probably be a palm. Next thing, strongest, would be a spear, moving back in. And then depending from here, if I can hit hard enough or break his balance and create distance, now again, I'm going to reassess. Do I think I might need to use deadly force? In which case, now that I've created distance, okay, I may be disengaging and going to that firearm. If I don't think that the threat was that as high, then I'm not going to be drawing my firearm. I might just be, okay, coming in and spearing here, okay? And then if I'm getting him knocked back to create distance, I might feel I don't think he's going to get my gun, so now I would go to other options if I have, whether it be pepper spray, impact tool, or just going full hands-on. Now, if for whatever bad attention that I was paying, or bad luck, or whatever it was, and he actually got a hand on it, again, if at all possible, I would go for the snap. If I can't get to the snap to keep the gun down, then I'm going to go for his hand. And I'm just going to, just like I was without the hand, I would be just holding the gun in the holster. With the hand, I'm just going to be holding his hand, still holding the gun in the holster. Now at this point, the only choices I have are to use whatever tools are available to disable this threat, which means this could be obviously a very real threat of him taking the gun. If he does take my gun, I'm probably going to die. People take the gun because they're going to use it. So anything could be justified. So it's a matter of what's easy, what's legal, and what I'm on balance to do. So in this position, that spear here, but coming up to a brachial stun to cause more damage, loading up to break his balance with the knee, or a knee, using his elbow as leverage to break him off, and again then create distance or move into some type of control method here. Okay? Now, right where we are, I also have another good option. I have the wall, in which case, besides a brachial stun, okay, a spear or a brachial stun here, I also have the ability to direct him into my friend the wall with his head, which makes a very good striking tool. And if I loosen him up that way, of course, this will make it easier to disengage the most serious threat, which is his hand, which connects him to my weapon system. So now that I've stunned him one way or another, or multiple ways, I've got the opportunity to use his elbow or whatever I can for leverage and disengage, and then decide what further actions to take. So, come back in. Now you can relax this time. Okay, so again, this is just one of the things, many things that we cover in the many years that we've been coming to Bono Academy here. And feel free to come in and talk to Roberto Bonamelli, the owner, and one of the original people with IKEA, the organization here. And you'll find Luca. Look for the extra dent on the side of his head. You can match that on the wall. Outside of that, whether with Roberto or Luca, the other instructors, or when we come back here every year, hope to see you soon here at Bono Academy.